Hi, I'm Zoe Napier, Director of the multi-award-winning Zoe Napier Group. I'm often asked, how much is land? If people are selling, they're saying, how much can I get for my grazing land, agricultural land? If a buyer is buying, they're saying, how much do I need to pay for it? Am I paying too much for the land? So basically, what I'm going to try and do is make this quite simple. There is no exact formula and no exact scientific number to the value of a piece of land. It's what it's worth to you as a buyer and what it's worth to you as a seller to sell the land. So basically, if the land is something that you require because you want it for horses and you want to buy some farmland, for example, attached to the house you've just bought and want to have some additional acreage, then that's worth a lot more to you than it might be to someone else. And typically in that situation where agricultural land might typically be worth £10,000 per acre, it would not be uncommon for a farmer to sell the first acre for £50,000, that's £50,000, and then basically possibly something along the lines of £25,000 thereafter. Now that means that the buyer for £100,000 could buy 3 acres of land, but what that allows them to do is have an equestrian premises, and it probably increases the value of their property by double that 100,000. So typically you might have a look and see what it would increase the value of your property by, and then you would be able to sort of ascertain what you would be prepared to pay for it. But it does mean you can have your horses or sheep or livestock or whatever you want to do at home. From a seller's point of view, you do have to consider that you might have capital gains tax to pay. That might be 30% of what you sell for, so that farmer that sells for £100,000 actually would probably only come away with £60,000 or £70,000 after costs. And you know, there's other considerations that need to be looked at. Often when a seller sells a piece of land, the solicitor advises that they put an overage clause on the land. So in other words, if it ever gets developed, then the landowner who sold the land would want 50% of the uplift of the value if houses were to be built on it. So that's just a consideration that you would also look at. So what's land worth? It's worth more if it's got water and electric connected. It's worth more if it's already got buildings on it, because don't forget, if you want stables, then you probably would need planning permission if you're buying agricultural land or land that formerly was agricultural and is now amenity land. And you might have other considerations of whether it's already fenced and other matters as to whether there's already hard standing and so on. So that can increase the value of the land if it's already got planning permission or already got buildings that can be replaced. I hope that helps for now, but by all means give me a call if you've got any further questions.